spaghetti. Packaging came with machete. Soon as I get the advance, bang this shit on the jetty.
They not hearing you yet. Run that shit back, my nigga.
Joining for carry spaghetti. Packaging came with machete. Soon as I get the advance, bang this shit on the jetty. Stripping on arm of red, throwing that money confetti. The way that she look at my ring, thinking she tryna get married. I never seen them outside, they don't.
My love for you is buried 6 feet underground. You know it's always true. Can't hold
days don't last. Life moves so fast. I'd never ask who is better. She couldn't be more different from me. Happy and free and leather. And I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. Wanna put it all behind me. Baby, I see her in the back of my mind all the time. Feels like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sign. Did I cross the line? But every time you touch me, Valentine's Day, crying in the hotel. We didn't mean to hurt in the back. I don't even think that you care like I do. I should stop. Heaven knows I've tried. It's just you and I, and no other guys. We got no interruptions, and we both feeling the vibe. Say I'm not your type, but I know what's on your mind. We could talk about nothing, or we could see what it's like. Don't lie, baby, don't lie. Here's a love never felt right. Switch sides and I'm beside you. Say it's alright. Way too many years, need a steady view. We're smoking cigarettes at the rendezvous. Never meant to cross you. On my jaw hit the floor with a 1-2. Think I want you. You said this ain't love, but it's still the same love. Make love, anything to say, child. Don't be shy, you decide. Say can I make you mine? Don't lie, baby, don't lie. Here's a love never felt right. Switch sides and I'm beside you. If you say it's alright.
When it's lovely, I believe in anything. What does love mean when the
Once again, Billie Eilish.
Things fall apart and time breaks her heart. I wasn't there, but I know
want to start this video off by saying I have nothing against Timmy. In fact, I think what he's doing is absolutely amazing. I think he's an absolutely cracked player. This is not anything about him. This is more my frustrations with the community sentiment and the brain dead takes I've seen coming out of reacting to his challenge. So for those who don't know, Timmy, I think, is an ex-pro Apex Legends player, and he's doing an S challenge where he's trying to hit the highest rank in 7 different shooter titles. Obviously, that is fucking insane. And if there's anyone to do it, it's him, because he's an absolutely cracked FPS god. This is one of the sickest challenges I've ever seen. Literally insane. It's like Tyler 1 hitting challenger in all roles on League except on crack and FPS games. And obviously, when you play Siege, he has been absolutely disgusting. I mean, just look at this clip. He's fucking cold, right? Like he's obviously fucking cold. Like he's really, really good, and like his mechanics are literally insane.
Oh my god.
I don't have a problem with that. I think he's absolutely amazing. My issue is with the community response to this, because one of the first things people say when it comes to him playing for this is they kind of go with the, oh, how is he already this good with only like a couple hundred hours into the game? I'm using tweets as representation, so they might not be fully like accurate on like the representation of them, right? And I have no problem with that. Honestly, God, I have no problem with that. That's fine. I think it's all like, despite the fact that, you know, that's wrong, I think it's really impressive that he's still doing it with the few hours that he has. It's a fair take. I have an issue with when people try to use that point to push another narrative in the community. For example, and this is a bad like representative tweet, like just bear with me, I'm using it as representation. A lot of people around this situation are like, well, if he wasn't a fucking big streamer, everyone would thought he'd be cheating because like he's so new and he's already so good. When fucking Muda played the game and he was new, everyone thought he was cheating, but just because, you know, he was good at Apex, like, you know, because he's new. First of all, this is just wrong, because he's not new to the game. Because I remember seeing all these tweets come in, I'm like, I remember very vividly him being coached by Atheno in Siege like years ago. I brought It's Timmy to champion ranked in Siege. Atheno 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, It's Timmy was playing in champion lobbies. This is not to take away from It's Timmy, by the way. This is not to take away from It's Timmy, by the way, like at all. Like I think he's still very disgusting for the minimal amount of time he has on the game. I just think like the what people try to push like as a point for an argument is just absolutely moronic. No, we would not call cheats on It's Timmy if he wasn't a famous streamer, because we would know that he has had hundreds of hours, like 100 or 200 hours, I think is what the actual number is, 2 years ago onto the game, right? And it's the same thing with Muda. What we found out with Muda is that he also had hundreds of hours and was in champ in the game years and years and years ago. Now, cheating or not, that's a whole other story. I might have been an idiot on that. I saw the Mecha Chameleon shit. I don't know if you clip farming. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I might have been an idiot. Who cares? Regardless, I think that's stupid. I think the whole new player narrative thing is fine until you try to push it onto a point that is just completely irrelevant, that fits your agenda. You are dumb, not a new player, right? He's had experience on the game before, still cracked, but had experience. Now here's the thing with that. Here's the thing on that one too. Another point with the new like the new game scenario that I want to talk about is that people saying like the game is easy because he's already doing this well, right? Like again, another point that's just disproven by the fact that he's not brand new to the game. He's not just picked up the game, right? But here's the thing with that too. On top of that, I just want to say I actually don't think the game mechanically is a hard game. And I think that pisses off a lot of people when I say that, because they're like, oh, Fed, how could you say Siege is not hard? It's so hard. Well, yes, in macro and strategy, it's hard. But I remember ranking the games by which games would take the most fucking skill to go pro in, like raw mechanical skill in. The first thing I did was put R6 in the bottom category. Like, because I'd seen a bunch of people go pro on R6 and it takes very little mechanical skill. Like I don't even disagree with R6 being an easy game, because the biggest like jump hurdle was learning the maps. But then after that, mechanically speaking, you could just like run at people and gun them down because it doesn't require a lot of mechanics. Like in my very first, I remember I sucked at CS. I spent like 100 hours on CS. I was stuck in Gold Nova. I switched over to Siege in my first season. I got plat because the game is mechanically easy. I don't even disagree with that point. But again, just a point that you're pushing on a false evidence point. He's not new to the game. So like all your points, they could be correct points. I'm not disagreeing with your points that you're making. It's just you're pushing it on a false piece of evidence. And that pisses me off. Another thing is the opposite. Like the other thing that pisses me off around this situation is when people push the opposite point as well. When they try to say lowest rank to highest rank from It's Timmy. Apex 33 hours, CS 240 hours, Siege 240 hours in still going Emerald 1. That's how you could tell Siege is way harder than other FPS, right? The opposite, is also a completely stupid statement. And like, here's where like, oh, Fed, what do you believe in actually? See, here's the thing. I'm not making a video to push a narrative. I'm not making a video to prove a point. I'm not making a video to actually make a point myself. I'm making a video to must hate onions, some bullshit like that, right? Like, no, bro. I just think the logic used to create these takes is fucking dumb, because I think his response is very valid. The game is hard, but the ranking system allows golds in my diamond games, and no one speaking the 90% in the games is what makes ranking up solo so hard. Playing with friends with equal rank who communicate would have made the games insanely easier. CS2, almost every game people speak in Apex, about 75% of people speak, right? Because the thing with his rank up system is that he decided to do this challenge the moment ranked 3.0 came out, right? Which went from rank 2.0, which was a dog shit rank system that basically gave everyone participation trophies to be in champion, and then we're transitioning to a real rank system that takes infinitely more hours of grind. I remember making a tweet about this. I feel so bad. This would have taken like 2 days in rank 2.0. He unfortunately started the game when we had a real rank system. So like he started at basically the worst time, because he basically gets the leftovers of rank 2.0, right? I remember making a video about rank 3.0 and whether it was a failure or not. Spoiler, I don't think it's a failure, but I do think what's currently affecting people is the leftover trauma of rank 2.0, which is a dog shit rank system, and no one speaking in as a games is an effect of all those inflated champions basically being pushed into champion from rank 2.0, and then because of the soft elo reset, they're still around the emerald range when they do placements for rank 3.0. It wasn't like a hard reset of the placements for rank 3.0, right? You still get placed based off your rank 2.0 rank, so all those fake champions are in emerald, which is where he's at currently, emerald 1, and you get a good mix of just absolute fucking humanoid dog shit fucking robots on your team that don't speak, etc., and that's just unfortunately what it is. He played the game during hard ranked update, maybe overtuned ranked update with the amount of hours it would take to win with like less than a 60% win rate. Someone calculated it might like take like 1,000 games if with just winning one more game than you lose every like 10 games to hit champion from emerald. And obviously that's not counting win streaking or anything. Siege is a game that inherently rewards stacking as well because of how strategical it is. And there's a host of other issues. There's a host of other issues that I'll talk about once I just Google hits Divi. But that's the issue, right? Like he's just experiencing, like, it's not because Siege is a harder game per se. What he's saying in the reply is completely valid because of the leftovers of rank 2.0 being there. Bunch of morons being in his lobbies because they were fake champs before. And then also the new rank system is just hard. It's just infinitely harder with infinite grind. It's like the League of Legends rank system. It's Timmy is considering getting a duo for his Copper to Champs run in Rainbow Six Siege. He spent over 200 hours in the grind and is in Emerald with teammates barely calming and team killing on his run. Another thing is just, team killing is like he's streaming. The thing is, the game, right? The game is a stack rewarding game. I remember like one of the best, the tips to hit champ in this game. All you have to do from Copper to Plat is just have better mechanics and better gunfighting, and you'll just go easy Copper Plat. And Emerald, you learn how to like actually make plays and actually like use your game sense to find gaps. And then from Diamond to Champ, just 5 stack, right? Like I always said, like that's my tip. Like for Diamond to Champ, all you have to do is 5 stack. And then like the biggest tip is just 5 stack. And it's because Siege. It's because of Siege, right? Like if you know how to play a wall, if you know how to open a wall, if you know how to coordinate opening a wall, if you know how to like get a plant down with a shield, if you know how to coordinate with like a dope to be clear, it's like infinitely more useful than not, because Siege is such a rewarding strategical 5-man game. That's why the Pro League is so fun to watch. So solo queue inherently is hard as fuck, right? Solo queue is inherently hard as fuck. And I remember talking about this when Jinxie was actually talking about on his stream whether he could actually solo the champ in new rank 3.0, and I remember saying if he doesn't stream, yes. If he streams, no. Because the biggest thing is stream snipers, right? Stream snipers and cheaters that just want to come in and ruin your day. The fact that he's streaming and the fact that he probably doesn't have a lot of delay actively fucks him over. Like if he wanted to hit champ seriously, like in a reasonable amount of time solo queuing, I think he would have to put on like a 2-minute delay. In fact, I've run a study before. I think, I remember I ran a test when I was climbing in a different season, and I remember like I went like 0-4 one day with like a dog shit KD, and then I re-streamed on the same day with like a 1-minute delay, and I now run 2-minute delay when I play rank. It literally my win rate just rockets up, skyrockets. Every time I stream with a low delay, terrible win rate on the day, terrible KD on the day. I'm just the worst player in the world, right? Because like I don't have good aim. I'm a fucking old Chinese man, Chinese chunk, bro. I just get fucking demolished. But when I put on a fucking 2-minute delay, I just become God out of nowhere. I just like I suddenly become able to shoot people in the back of the head. People stop knowing where I'm coming from every single time. And the amount of stream snipers in this game, even though I have way less viewers than it's Timmy, is absolutely insane. So I feel bad for him. I do think this is like the right play to make. Either get a duo, get a 5 stack, or like dial up the delay to like 2 minutes. Like I think that would be the only reasonable thing. And yeah, because it just gets really tough from here. He himself is so disgusting. I originally wanted to make the video to like, react and just glaze. Because obviously he's disgusting. And one thing I noticed, like Apex players in general are just disgusting, bro. Like I remember in that FPS mechanical like demand like tier list that I made. I remember in the tier list that I made, I would have put Apex in like S tier if I didn't like if it didn't like have controller as like the main meta because of how insane controller aim assist was. I remember like Apex without controller being meta for pro, like going pro, because there was like to go pro, right? Like that was the idea of the tier list. How much mechanical skill does it take to go pro? And a lot of people were like saying like controller aim assist at the time, just like dogging on everyone with like the crazy fucking controller meta. But if it was just PC, definitely S tier, because like, you know, other Apex motherfuckers like Asu, right? Just so disgusting when they play other games. So disgusting when they play other games. How long do you think it's gonna take for him to get champ? If he still streams with no delay, it's gonna be hard. That's gonna be the rough part. So just right to his most recent video, because it's like are they just full games? Look at this clip. So disgusting, right? Like you just mechanic proof that Apex is harder. Mechanically, yes, I agree. Mechanically, yes, I completely agree. And he's impressing the pros. And you know, he's playing with Fultz right now, who's on a major winning team. The guy that he keeps popping up is Fultz from the recent major champions, Dark Zero. Disgusting, literally disgusting clip, right? Absolutely fucking disgusting. I think a lot of people ask me, like, when obviously players like this that are this talented come into our game, like, oh, do you think he can go pro? Do you think he can go pro? Do you think he can go pro? I always never base my answer off of mechanical skill. I did the same thing with Stompin', right? Because I think, you know, if you ask a bunch of pros, they're probably the majority of champs that play this game have better mechanics than pros. It's never like, you know, mechanics that define pro or not. That being said, because he was pro in Apex, right? It's Timmy, Apex Legends, Wikipedia. He was pro in Apex, right? Because he was pro in Apex, I think he can go pro in any game. I think that's just how it is. I think once you learn how to go pro in one game, I think it's just, you know what it takes, the work ethic, the grind, the professionalism takes to go pro in other games, how to approach the learning curve. And I think that's why so many, you know, FPS talents from other games are able to translate to other games so incredibly well. I hate when people use like people going pro in other games as a marker for like which game is harder than other games, because every single competitive, like a lot, there's been cases of competitive players from scenes in other scenes going to every other scene every single time, right? Like I remember when Valorant first came out, there's this guy named Leviathan AG. If you're a Siege OG, you know Leviathan AG was a T4 ranked reject who literally just never ever made it out of the trenches in Siege. He was literally just a ranked player in Siege because he could never climb out of the comp trenches in Siege. He switched over to Valorant and was on TSM for like fucking 2 years in a row. He immediately became like a top Valorant player. I don't know if the top, okay, not a top Valorant player, but like a high tier Valorant player, man. A lot of staffers from Siege 2 go over to Valorant and immediately do well. Cryo Cells or Cryogen, I don't remember, one of them became pro, and he initially played Siege as well. I think he's on 100 Thieves. I might be wrong, right? You have Apex pros coming over to Siege, doing extremely well. Shroud goes to every game, super gifted. You know, you have the washed CS talent, you know, going to Valorant and immediately going pro when that game first came out. And it doesn't mean Valorant's easier than CS. It's just when you're professional in one game, you know how to put in the work ethic, or when you compete in one game, you know how to put in the work and put in the grind to go pro in another game. It just depends on whether you enjoy that game enough to actually put in those hours to actually achieve the level you want to achieve, because the hours are the requirement for you to achieve your maximum potential, right? Like the hours are simply what it takes, you know? So that's really it. It's like you go to fucking other games, it's not about the other games easier or not, it's just whether or not you like that game enough to put in the time. That's literally it. That's literally it. Yeah, there was a Fortnite pro that went pro in Valorant. That was interesting. Yeah. Is Siege the hardest to go pro in? I think the hardest to go pro in completely depends on the amount of people, only depends on the amount of people playing the game. How many other talents are you going against? For that reason, I think Siege is easy, because there's not that many people that play the game in the first place compared to other big titles, and there's not that many people that want to go pro in the game in the first compared to other big titles, right? That's why I think the mobility ladder in Siege is actually quite fast, because there's not that many people, right? Like in League, you're going against like 15,000 Chinese kids that were basically like spawned into fucking League of Legends, wired in, already fucking grinding from the day you were born. You want to go pro in NA? Good luck, bro. They're already looking at Korean imports. Like, you were born in the wrong fucking country to go pro in NA, bro. Like, you know, so it's a different story. I think difficulty of going pro in a game is dependent on the amount of population playing that game. That being said, I will react to his most recent game and see like where he's at, kind of. 'Cause I think he posts basically like full games. Farming MVPs in my Rainbow Six Marathon. I think it's currently Emerald. But yeah, either way, this is what the video was originally supposed to be. I don't think I will ever actively coach him, because I think that will actually harm him more. And the reason for that being is because I tried to teach my IRL. I tried to coach my friend who's like not, you know, like he's like T3 in comp. I let my friend in T3 in comp coach them, and he was just like, all right, follow my drone, and then we just go in and we kill everyone. And they just ran in everyone and they killed everyone, and it worked. And it's just like, wow, man, like I'm not a good coach for like ranked, man. Like I think having the people like Mingo and shit teach him like that is infinitely better than me, because I think I just overcomplicate things. I'm like a math teacher. I already made this analogy before. I'm like a math teacher who like only knows how to teach calculus and lost the ability to teach algebra and like geometry. I would actually be detrimental to this guy's development. But this guy's playing on break door. Like this guy like figured out that he can play on break door as a rat spot. They were all going through like Armory Hall, and he just figured out he could sit on break door, even though like typically that's not like where a power spot would be. He just like retook onto like a rat spot. I don't know if it intentionally or unintentionally, because like usually you have a guy posted up on break door. He sat there, crazy. Well, I guess he's playing break technically. Triple reinforced triple wall. Well, I guess they do have wall denial, and they did hold CC. Holy fuck, that guy got fried. No, but he is so cold. I remember watching Mingo coach him for a bit, and he was just like fucking frying people. Like his aim is obviously better than a lot of people in pro. But I feel like because here's the thing with pro is like Bolo mechanically when he was 16 years old was infinitely better than when he was in pro league. It's not about hands. Like because when you're pro, like you're thinking about 2,000 different factors, and your aim degrades as a result. I don't know where he's trying to play. Oh my god, he treated the thorn trap like it was a Denari. Dude, it's so interesting seeing like new players like think about where to put things without like having default setups like grilled into their brand beforehand. Because like, dude, that's like what a Denari trap would be like on a staircase, right? Like you put it on coming down on the staircase, so it's hard for them to shoot, like in the like little like the wedge in the little steps of the stairs. And typically Thorn is played top east, but you put the traps outside the east doors to like shoot them as they come closer to the doors. I'm taking on that for the password walk. So that this one, I think these traps, I think like if I were gonna a pointer on this, is just put traps deeper like onto passport door itself, because once this guy gets into passport, he gets an angle onto lower east, and it's like it's a bit more detrimental. That's reinforced ranked. Okay, so he's playing top east. Because like right here, if he's playing top east, like the typical setup, I can like usually when people play top east, what they do with traps is they put them outside, like they put them for the walk close to the door. And that way, when someone gets close to your door, you can hit them with like a wall bang or like press outside. Because top east, the position to play like aggro is like around the staircase usually, or like you know reinforce this wall, and you can play top east, play the two staircases, and then obviously I think the catwalk rat is also a good one if you have a guy top east with you that you see in pro. But yeah, you can also put it like thorn trap like it here or something, so that when they walk up, you can like wall bang the barricade as they walk up, and it. Oh.
Aurora's double
Has
friend.
watching others play Siege improved your coaching? I mean, that's literally like. I don't know what you mean, because when like coaching has been watching others play Siege for the entirety of my career. Is just watching others play Siege. I log onto a scrim like as a coach, and I watch scrims. I watch other people play, and that's it. It's a cool hidden thorn trap. They want to go for plant late in the round. He's playing an armory, which is like a cool like instinct to have. Oh my god, he's gonna play vert too. Good fungies. Always play vert for vents. It's powerful. Solus would be typically a better pick here, because you don't have to like worry too much if the enemy's going for plant, but at the same time, this is ranked. This is emerald.
Okay,
They're probably not gonna fucking go for a setup.
Two breaking.
Yeah, he's getting cleared out up top. The enemy is actually taking vert on him. Yo, are these motherfuckers stream stopping? Hold on. Yo. This guy's getting pre-fired a bit too much, man.
Timeout's dead.
I would accuse so fast off that shit. Like, look at this, man. Did Timmy shoot? Yeah, okay, maybe they're not. Maybe they have a drone. I don't fucking know. Dude, like trying to roam when you're getting stream sniped is actually fucking AIDS. Like when I stream with Dota, I can literally only play like sight or on extension with like 2 million people with me. And then if I fucking play on sight, then like everyone around me dies in like 2 seconds. Like it's actually impossible.
You only get the full benefit.
Pre-fire, yeah, it could be pre-fire, but I mean, it's just like they pause. They pause right when they're about to clear him out, bro. Like if he gets run at this round, I don't fucking know.
Like
It just pisses me off. I have too much trauma. I have too much trauma. Very, very fast clear. What if he had a prep drone on this? Playing prep drones, that's really good. Metal stairs gap already. I like the aggression. That's what you kind of need. Can't be scared and ranked when you're solo. Go for the gaps.
Look, can you break my 90?
If they know he's here, then they are. If they don't know he's here, then it's fine.
Break your 90?
Yeah, behind me.
Break your 90 behind me. Oh. I think did he mean this wall? Did he breach this wall? Typically, like the gap here is better because this gives you a crossfire for the enemies to go on you. Typically, going up metal, just taking the gap already is better. But I think he was just a little bit scared of where the angles are on metal. Hey, here's a guy to his left in the mini. Why does going pro seem to make the player worse mechanically when you mention bullet? Because you're less focused on like taking a bunch of 30-70 gunfights and like winning them, and you're more focused on just choosing the 80-20 gunfights and 90-10 gunfights and making the right decision strategically and with your util. That leads to more round wins than fucking taking a dog shit gunfight that would give you a rep on your aim that you usually would have taken when you were 16 years old. Nomad's a good pick here. You can nomad out the break door, the top east run out. A lot of runouts on this map. Cool drone you can throw next time when he plays this map. It would be very cool drones. They're very powerful drones if you want to take east side. Two immediate drones that are just super good no matter where you are. Is one, this top east drone lets you see like all of catwalk and whatnot. And then two, the dome drone to see like who's in office or not. If you want to just see who's in office or not. So you can flip these two while you take east. Very useful if you want to take east.
Okay. All this.
Got bottom east. I think you heard him. Reload. Good ears. I always wonder how it's like to like go from like sound like a CS sound to like a siege sound in a video game. Good movement right here. Staying on an off angle on these guys. Yeah, forcing that guy to swing, keep pressure down. Don't just give him a freebie. You can see his jiggles are a little wide because he doesn't actually know like where the angles are. Like, do automatically. Maybe that's a good thing. I do like that he's not trying to pick up a fancy lean jiggle though, because like I think we've seen like already heard a million times from all the pros and stuff. Like the Shaiko peak is like irrelevant now. It's the same as the AD peak. Like no one does this shit anymore. Like this is the best peak you could do, AD peak. And then if you want, you can do the Hashone peak. But I mean, it's just there's no point. Just AD everything. Wouldn't coaching be good depending on your advice? You said it ruins people, but shouldn't they have hold your hand? They shouldn't have you hold your hand like improvement on what they already have and the extras they can build on. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, honestly, like looking at what he does, maybe it would help because he knows in a gunfight, he knows how to shoot people. He just doesn't know like what's typically a good or bad play, but I also don't want to box him in. Like if I box him into what's a good or bad play, he won't have the creativity to go for like some of the crazy shit he goes for.
I'm gonna go for a plant.
Like, he doesn't know, like, the side setup here. Okay, that guy does not know his own side setup. Holy shit. Yeah, typically after you take east control, like, what the take at Pro League is, obviously he's not on a hard breacher in the moment. Typically after you take east control, like, you can nomad off this door, and then they can't retake top. You can nomad off triple as well. Or you can just nomad off the retake off the east. You can ace this wall, like if you have a breacher or something, or you want to go breach charges and it's soft. And then as long as they don't have angles from, as long as they don't have angles here, like staring at the planner while he walks in, or from customs, the plant angle can be here. If you want to be more ambitious, you can also plant behind the bomb right here. It's a good plant, but then that assumes they don't have, you know, top rafters control, which you just. Nomad off. Maybe they're not stream sniping. They're looking at them walking aside.
Timmy, and then we figured out it was a girl, so we named it Tammy. Turned out to be a boy, so we named it Tommy. So then we call him Timmy, Tommy. Tammy, Tommy. How do you enjoy Siege?
Dude, team it.
What do you mean? How do I enjoy Siege? Just because you don't enjoy Siege doesn't mean that other people can't enjoy.
Aww. I'll give it real. I don't enjoy Siege that much these days. Just because, like, dude, I tried to play with my friends in casual the other day. We went against a full stack of cheaters. Holy fucking dog. We were talking with my friends. It was like, dude, if Siege had Valorant hit reg, Valorant anti-cheat, Valorant servers, Valorant tick rate would be the greatest FPS ever invented. The Pro League is just nuts, though. Pro League is just so fun. And Go Verchi also goes to. I think they're better coaches for it because they know what playing ranked is like. I don't really know what playing ranked is like. Like the fucking I watch too nerdy, too competitive this trap you would want to put like on the lip of this so it catches them coming up. If they come around and shoot this, it's fine, you know. Or you could put it at the main door, like right here on the suitcase. I think one of the biggest things with traps, you want to put them further, always further than closer, because by the time someone hits this thorn trap and you're walking past metal, you already died to them, you know. And no CC extension naturally. Rough days. Double reinforced armory wall. Holy moly. Holy ranked. Okay, maybe people don't know as much setups in plat as or in emerald as I thought. I thought when we get to emerald we start knowing like setups. I feel so bad. These are all like just ranked 2.0 like
But I've been enjoying
brickheads.
It's a really fun game.
Hey, that's good. I'm glad you enjoy Siege. Please play more when you did. They don't know setups. What the fuck?
It's really enjoyable.
I really need to make that video on how to set up every single site and every single map in this game. Because man, like I feel like it just would help so much people. I'll do that literally. I might do that next week, bro. I might do that next week, bro. We got that rechats. No, I'm good. I'm illiterate. This is kind of a bad angle to put yourself on because you have no like swing potential. Like you're kind of stuck in a corner here. You can get wallbang from AC window and like you can get crossfire from CC control. Yeah, like he's already cut off from. Where the fuck is his mute? Just in the shits. He's getting hit from everywhere. He has to pick up his dough call. Yeah, but that's why extending CC is a must on this site. The map's just so small. They're gonna go for armory site. Could he retake the armory right now, or oh, he's locked in twin. He's locked in twin, Jimin. The guy's just planning by himself. Oh, never mind.
Customer's office. Nice.
Good word.
Captain just go. His tracking so good though. Look at that. Look at that tracking, bro. Like, dude, he's so like satisfying. Apex aim is so satisfying. Because they have to like laser headshot people like from 2,000 like miles away. His hand control is so good. The minute hand control. Like Siege is a very like if you like Siege is very crosshair placement based. There's not a lot of tracking going on, and if there like is any raw aim in Siege, it's usually like flick aim. There's not a lot of like track aim in Siege. I'm gonna be real with you. Besides like just spamming a pixel like with like your bullets. This is a great drone. This is a great drone. This is a great drone.
Giving his on me.
He was playing on
DC.
security room.
Books.
Run out security.
Yeah, run out security.
Yeah, I should make that video on how to do the setups on every single site in ranked maps. Look how good this drone is.
He's still in security.
You can also go Nomad and Upside Down Rappel on Armory Balk to counter this guy.
Still peeking right here. Blackbeard on 2 ping. He's peeking you.
He's so sweet. He's trying to help his teammates with drones. He personally fucked the teammates, bro. I'm being selfish, bro.
I can ping.
They ain't never killing this guy. If you ever want to kill that position, also Timmy, this rappel on break is very useful because it also like they don't really expect it, and it's not like really eco-challable. Like this book's position, this is where this rappel kind of sees. You can kind of get like a little angle onto the book's door with it too. Very hard to chow if they're moving in between books and all.
Right here.
Because typically a lot of people will play books to run out.
Nitro.
Oh, I need to explain that. Okay, I need to explain that in the video. I think like people watching this will not really know what that means. So people, thing with it's very meta on this map when you're holding CC to play books because you can basically threaten the run out because they're gonna walk your armory hall, right? Like you're gonna fight CC and then you're gonna run out armory. And that's very meta on this map because it's so small and attack side defenders so they get really aggressive.
Main hallways to the right.
What the fuck is that guy nading? Was the wall double reinforced? Like I just naded nothing for fun? I'm trying to nade close door, huh? Yeah, this is a lost cause usually if that wall's unable to be breached. I would always just rotate around the other way.
You can tumble through the hole.
Okay, maybe like some advice would help because right here in this situation, right, like if there's 2 reinforced armory walls, your choke point is here. Like if there's a guy on half wall, which is very common, that's 1 crossfire. Sandwich, that's 2 crossfire. And then if this wall was reinforced, it's a little more doable, but since it's not reinforced, That's 3 crossfire, and it's like more so just undoable. I would just rotate around to archive side if that were the case. His blocker somehow got the fucking plant down, which is insane.
He's in. He's in. Red ping behind the lockers. Oh, oh, oh.
He's such a good teammate. He's too good for this game, man. He's too pure for this game. I would be making fun of the Blackbeard right here. Wow, I'm a piece of shit. What a good guy. Just calling out so much. This is W mental, man. This is what we're making go. Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck am I witnessing, dog? Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck am I witnessing, dog? This real? This real Emerald setup? This is real Emerald setup right here? Is this for real? Are we fucking serious? Give a free plant? No feet holes on the fucking drone? The shield hops in fucking backward. Yo, 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 yo. Deadass? Are we deadass? This is shit. This is setups they got going on Emerald. Yo, no wonder he's considering wanting a duo, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Free plant on the window with a shield rush plant. You put feet holes here so that a shield can't just hop in, put that John on his back, and just plant in this corner. Jesus. That kind of setup. Yeah, bro. Come on. I would never do that shit.
Why did we...
Oh my god, he knows. He knows that setup is down. So smart, Timmy. So smart. You think if Siege was ran by a different company, it would be better? Okay, the thing is, I could say that, but also Siege wouldn't have been made by a different company, man. You know? Like, you can't just, like, you know, like, spawn in a kid, raise a kid for 15 years, and then one day be like, man, if he had been raised by fucking LeBron James, he'd be a better kid. Okay, bad example. Probably I would want my kid to be raised by LeBron James, but, like, no. Ubisoft made Siege, and they had the idea for it. They cultivated it for so long. It'd be dead by now if it was any other, you know, any other idea makers. I remember shit really bad right now, but it looks like he plays Break here a lot. I would say, like, yeah, so if he wants to play that position, it would be dead if it wasn't for Jinxie. I mean, like, Jinxie's the GOAT, bro. I agree with that. I fully agree with that. I do also think that if it weren't for Siege, like, Siege developed Jinxie, you know? Like what other game would drive someone to an insanity, like a mental insanity, like besides League of Legends? Maybe that's why League of Legends is so good for, like, Siege players. It's like the same it's like the same strain of mental illness, bro. It's the same disease state. You want an unnecessarily complicated game that just, like, dopamine fucking starves you. But I would say, like, if you want to play the East position, like, this is also a strong position to have on this wall, right? Lets you chow the door, chow the window. You can also play on the staircase itself. Also very strong, very default position. And I would say the other one is just, like, playing close here. So you could chow this. And then obviously be careful of your CC window when you look over here on the other side. Raw Hollow, sure. 4-4 match point. Here we go.
Are they in passport?
W comms, man. Holy fuck.
Inside one.
Hold on off his thorn trap. Really W.
Reception last.
Ooh, almost bad aim, but it's all good.
Dude.
And that's why the top control is so important on this site, right? Like, I mean, I know, like, a lot of ranked players probably just reinforce the hatch call today. It's probably simpler, honestly. But, like, the easier response, like, if you want to play above the make holes here, you have the site hop in, right? This threat is always a thing. You can stop that plan from there.
Camo.
Emerald 5. I think right currently he's Emerald 1, right?
What's with this matchmaking right now? Why is there so many golds and silver?
I will say at least rank, like, you can actually look at the rank and be like, oh, like, that is what the... You can actually say, why is there a gold, as opposed to it being rank 2.0, why is there a
Oh
gold?
shit.
And, like, it's not actually gold. That's a common spawn pig. On Grim, he's playing the Asian. Good operator. Ooh, crazy claymore. That is a wicked shield. What the fuck? I've never seen that in my entire life. In my entire years of playing Rainbow Six Siege, never seen that shit in my life. Oh, there's no one holding it. Oh, shit.
Let me pause it.
Blast needs to push. Blast one here. Right, so Glaz is fighting over here, looking at God knows what, bro. Glaz, push up, bro. Push up right here. Bing, bang, boom. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Deny this hallway. Make a hole here. Now Doc can't swing through. Capital can just plant on this, right? Capital can just plant on this door right here. Not exposed to freezer, right? Glaz, okay, if we kill the freezer guy, Capital can plant right here, right? And then Glaz just holds this door. And then if the guy flanks through blue, then like he can hold this cut. He can hold this. He can hold this. He can hold the cut from here.
Maybe I don't even peek closet, to be honest. I just hold down freezer.
Closet's a pre-fire, purely a pre-fire fight. Every time I fight
That's
closet,
the
when I
play.
push into the bunker, I always just pre-fire.
I've
There's no
always
reason to
been
like
Apex
ever
Legends and I always
react.
die. What are your thoughts? Should I keep playing? I like the game, but I just suck, and I feel like there are so many pro players. It's hard to ever win. It just depends. I mean, like, it is a hard game, and I think like if you're on M&K, it's definitely a very difficult game for
Oh,
sure.
controller's
for
still
M&K.
a thing on Apex.
And if you're controller, I do think it just takes time. Like low key, like controller is really strong on that game, and you just put a lot of hours in. And in my opinion, like you'll actually be able to get like better if you just
So
have
we on map
hard
knowledge
time.
and extreme before and Asians play the game.
But
Yeah,
for
map knowledge is the
M&K,
first thing.
You really gotta focus on like tracking. Like genuinely for controller players, you just gotta put a lot of reps in. But for M&K players, you have to like go out of your way to learn how to track and play that type of style. And
That's crazy. For controller players, just put in more hours. For M&K, learn how to aim.
yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's
Oh,
not
man.
an easy game, and
Yeah, Apex is hard as fuck either way.
Eventually versing like really good players all the time, but that's the
Right
beauty
here, you
of
gotta
that
be
game.
careful. Again, like he's dying to that spawn peak that I'll go demonstrate. Right here, this is run out. This is a really common run out. Where he just ran. Like easy like pre-fire run out. So like just be very careful when you run into that spawn right here. Because you run right here, you get pre-fired by this little pixel angle. Just be wary. Be aware.
It's just like you grind as hard as you possibly can, and what's it
London
called,
is putting his prep drone in like a cut spot though.
and you'll get there. Obviously, not everyone always has a lot of time, but you gotta put the hours in. If you want the results, you gotta put the hours.
Oh, real. That's that
If
pro
you're in a
player
early
mindset, bro.
game, you should just
The
keep on.
Kodo is running them down.